Welcome to Staffs Uni. My name's Liam and as an Education Liaison Officer, I'll be covering some hints and tips about student finance and your application. The topics we'll be covering are student debt, tuition fees, maintenance loans, eligibility, extra support and the application process. Within student finance, there are many myths and misconceptions surrounding debt and what it will mean for students. We want you to look at student finance as a no-win, no-fee education. We mean win as a high-paying salary. So if you go to university, graduate, and you don't have a high-paying salary, which we'll come on to in further detail shortly, there will be no fee. Whereas if you do win and come out with a high-paying salary, there'll be a higher fee associated. How much you repay depends very much on how much you earn. We like to consider it as a graduate contribution rather than a debt repayment system. Any outstanding balance you'll have after 30 years will be written off. Those who make the most financial gain out of university contribute the most, and that's where we're coming from with our no-win, no-fee. As you can see, the contribution system, should you earn £26,575 a year, your monthly contributions would be nothing. We've displayed a table there showing your monthly contributions next to your annual income. So for example, if you were to earn £28,000 a year upon graduation, you would still only be paying back £11 a month. That figure is worked out. Anything you earn over £26,575, you're charged 9% over that. That's where those payments come in. So for example, if you were to earn £40,000 a year, you would still only be paying £100 a month. Tuition fees and maintenance loans, they're the two types of student loan. We'll cover tuition fee first. Tuition fees are non-mean tested. They're paid direct to the university on your behalf. They're for EU and UK applicants and they're capped at £9,250. They're paid directly to you, so you never have to manage that money. When you enrol at your university, they will then contact the loans company and that payment will be made on your behalf. The maintenance loan is means tested and we'll come on to that shortly. That's paid directly to you, the student, on enrolment. That's for UK applicants and for some EU applicants, and the amount will depend on your circumstances. On screen is an example of some other costs you may encounter. For example, if you were to study a PGCE, that would still be at £9,250. That would be the same as all other undergraduate programmes and foundation degrees. Sandwich or placement years can vary, and 2-year degrees can be up to £11,100. You can receive full student funding for accelerated degrees. What is your maintenance loan for? So you receive your maintenance loan into your bank account. This can be for all different things. It could be accommodation, it could be bills, it could be food, course materials, and any travelling. It's there to maintain your life, hence why it's called a maintenance loan. This may not cover all of the costs you'll encounter at university. So the earlier you start to budget and start to plan, the easier this should be. It's worked out, means tested on your income. So it's gross taxable household income for the previous financial year. If your income has dropped 15% from the previous tax year, you can be eligible for a current year assessment. If you live with someone who's drawing from a pension, that is also taken into consideration. And where there are 2 or more children at university from the same household, that is also taken into consideration. On the screen, you can see some different income thresholds for the maintenance loan. On the left-hand side is household income. £25,000 and below, if you were to live at home, you would receive £7,747. If you were to live away from home and outside of London, £9,203. And if you were to live away from home but in London, £12,010. And you can see, working down the table, how much you may be eligible for. It's important to consider who you live with and what their household income is. If you live with a parent and a step-parent, this is still taken into consideration. If your parents are separated, it is whoever you live with and their household income. Any siblings' household income is not taken into consideration, neither is your own. Again, we've displayed another graphic of the cost of living in Staffordshire. It's important to consider the cost of living when you're thinking of moving away to university. How much can you get for your money? What are the kind of things that you'll be buying, and how much will that cost you where you're moving to? Again, the earlier you start this process, you can then start to budget. You can work out how much your accommodation may be and how much money you may have for other activities. Student finance is then worked out, so you have your tuition fee, plus your maintenance loan and plus your interest. Your student finance package will come together as one, but you will not start repaying, as mentioned, until you're earning over £26,575. Eligibility. You will receive student finance, permitting this is your first degree. There are some exceptions, so if you've already studied and you think you may be eligible, check out the student finance website. They should be able to give you some more information on that. It must be an approved course at a registered university, and you must be a UK resident or have settled status for 3 years prior to your start date. EU students don't always get the maintenance loan, so please do check. We've inserted the student finance number below. Please do call them if you have any queries. Additional support. If you're thinking of studying a part-time degree, you must be a minimum of 25% study intensity throughout the year. You must physically attend at that university, and there are exclusions. So again, please do your research. There's extra support available for things such as childcare grants, parents' learning allowance, adult dependence grant, disabled students allowance. If you think you might fall into any of these categories, again, please do contact either ourselves or the student finance team. We offer a finance package for those who are care leavers and Australia students. Some of the things that we offer for those students are all year round accommodation. We have a dedicated bursary of £750, specialist application support pre-entry, so before you join the university, and we have dedicated contact. Again, contact details are on the board, so if you feel that that's necessary, please do contact us. There's also extra support out there for those who are studying on certain healthcare courses. There's a £5,000 non-repayable NHS maintenance grant. That's for eligible English universities on certain courses. There is also extra support in the form of £1,000 per year for childcare costs, £1,000 per year if you're studying in a region that's struggling to recruit, and an extra £1,000 if you're studying a course with a shortage specialism. There's also the Learning Support Fund and a long course loan should your course run longer than 30 weeks. If you want any more information, please do check out the NHS BSA website. Bursaries and scholarships can be extremely important when thinking about choosing a university and what finance packages are available for you. Bursaries and scholarships don't have to be paid back, so it's nice, it's cash in your back pocket that you don't have to pay back. They can differ between different universities, so please do your homework. It could be linked to household income, academic excellence, sporting achievements, and a variety of different things. So please, everywhere you're thinking of applying, do check out their bursaries and scholarships. With your application process, it's important to register initially. You'll then log in and provide certain details around yourself and whoever will be supporting your application. You may need passport and national insurance numbers for this. You'll submit your application and Student Finance will then be in contact with you to provide certain amounts of evidence. Once you've done that, you'll then be provided with a list of how much you will receive year on year. You'll then maintain this account every summer. Things to remember. We don't see it as a traditional debt, and neither should you. You shouldn't see this as a barrier to coming to university. The size of the debt is not a reflection of how much university actually costs. Contributions will always be manageable. They'll be taken out of your payslip by your employer, so you won't have to work out 9% of anything. It'll all be taken into consideration for you. It's means tested, so start thinking about household income, how much you need to plan moving forward. We've included a list of our open days. If you think that may be of interest, come down and see us and do book on. Thank you.